Hey everyone, we're back with Chaos Child. I'm Horsey Eat You. Last time, Uki ran away, and we're gonna go get her in the hospital, and nothing's gonna go wrong. But I noticed just now, my controller was plugged in. It lit up when I booted up Chaos Child. I was like, oh yeah, you can use a controller for this. So I'm doing that this time. You know, change of pace. That's what we needed, right? Me to forget, not know how to use delusion triggers. Or to summon the backlog. It's quieter than clicking though, so that picks up a little, right? I've gone blind to it, so I forget. Shh, what did they catch us? An hour had passed since we'd first spoken to Momose at Frigio. Kurusu and I were hiding behind some plants near AH Tokyo General Hospital. Wait, they didn't invite us? I'm the main character. It's not happening. Finding Yamazoe Uki and taking her back to Alba dorm. Or adopting her. Not letting Kunosato-san have her. Gritting my teeth hard in anger. Afterwards, Shinjo-san, Momose-san, and Kunosato-san had started to come up with a plan to get inside the basement of the hospital. Of course, they weren't going to let us come along. We were told to go home. At first, that was my plan. But then things changed. Kunosato said she wasn't going to send Yamazoe Uki to an orphanage, to a research center she was affiliated with. But do you think it's the same one that Kurusu and Maho work at? She said that they're going to research her power there. However, Kunosato-san had treated not only Arimura and I, but also the little Uki, nothing more than guinea pigs. I heard her use the word capture many times. Finally free from those terrible experiments and out of that awful basement. Is Kunosato-san just going to send her right back to the same old life she'd experienced before? Okay, so Takeru here is maybe not projecting is the right word, but you know, he's thinking of, you know, what happened to him as a kid with Senri, you know. Doesn't want that to happen to someone else. Just imagining it terrified me. Made me come to a decision. I'll save her. If I abandon her here, we're doing the exact same thing I did before. Yeah, I'm a genius. I know how characters work. Be abandoning someone again in the exact same place. Long time ago, abandoned your friend Minami Isawa Senri here. We ran away. Still regret that to this day. Oh, does Nono not know that? That Yamazoe girl's another victim of those experiments. This time, I want to save her. Don't think there'll be enough to get Minami Sawa Senri to forgive me, but I want to do it anyway. Kurusu's voice sounded choked up. She must have been remembering what happened to her best friend. How she made an imaginary friend named Sarika who was a big dumb idiot. Huh? I don't know if Sarika, like, I am 100% on the Sarika isn't a real theory. I don't know if she is like Senri's creation or Takeru. Yeah? You know something about her? She has her contact in her phone. Tell me, Kurusu. Don't you lie to me. Kurusu? Kurusu looked down at her feet. When she did, her hair covered her eyes, and I couldn't tell what she was thinking. Was Kurusu about to say something, then stopped herself? Just as I was about to ask, I heard soft footsteps. They're here! Momose-san's van was in the same alley where she picked us up before. Been watching the hospital for a while now. Saw two shadows that probably belonged to Shinjo-san and Kunosato-san leave the van and run onto the grounds. Kurusu, they're on the move! Can you do this? What's Kurusu gonna do? Get stabbed again? Tapped her on the shoulder and she looked up. I was reminded of why they called her the Empress of Hekiho Academy. There's no trace of the sadness that had been there a moment ago. But Nono might actually be a worse partner than like Ito with this, right? Honestly, even worse than Sarika. Honestly, I'd rather you wait here. But I couldn't real boot on my own. I needed a partner no matter what. Power of friendship. Thought you'd say that. Followed Shinjo-san and Kunosano-san from a distance. That's gotta playing into why Serica exists, right? Because if he can't real boot on his own, just, you know, I talked about this last. If you don't have a door, make a door. A moment later, they had pressed themselves up against the wall near the rear emergency entrance. Even from a distance, I could tell it was more heavily secured than before. The lock seemed to be a newer and sturdier model. Wait, it's a door, dude. They don't even know. Shinjo-san must have already had the key because he took something out of his pocket and started to put it in the lock. Planning on getting in from there, huh? All right then. Quickly created an image in my mind. Looked at the key-like object he was holding. Visioned it flying away. That's subtle. I should have trained more. The more I started to panic, the more I lost focus. Couldn't make the illusion clear in my mind. So, I mean, why does he need no if, you know, Shinjo's right there? Calm down. Fine, calm down. Okay, got it. I could see my D sword floating in front of me. Here, so I'm gonna use your brain for a little bit. Yeah, imagine the illusion had come from going inside Kurusu, Shinjo-san, and Kunosaro-san's mind. Kurusu gasped a little. She must have felt something. The illusion was shared between us, and just instantly the real boot was complete. Blang! Maybe he doesn't need anyone, he needs a waifu. Like, it's... I mean, I guess you can't really compare it to Fate Stay Night. The first thing I thought of was Shiro making Caliburn back in the Fate route. The metallic object in Shinjo-san's hand rolled away and hit the ground with a clang. And I heard the two of them gasp. He rolled along the ground in a very unnatural way. Felt rolled down a metal sewer grate. Just like I'd imagined. Yes! Just as I was about to make a victory pose, Kurusu grabbed my hand and pulled me back. She dragged me down onto the ground. Sorry. It makes a good point. Her hand was shaky a little. She's probably still scared of my power, no matter how many times she saw it. That was how most people would react. You know, maybe I was wrong. Maybe she is more useful than Ito, even though, you know, she, you know, has been stabbed. Hesitated for a moment, then gripped her hand in return. Then I let it go and looked over at Shinjo-san and Kunosaro-san. Two of them whispered to each other, then silently headed back towards the van. Now. Scratched low as we headed for the emergency entrance. We reached the door, I turned around towards Kurusu. Got up a moment later, but her breathing was a little heavy. Sorry, you see, this is why I went a little fast. I think so. Here, so I'm gonna do it once more. Probably a few more times. Sorry. I stared at the door. The lock was stronger than before, probably because of the time we'd broken in. Imagine the lock flipping and the door opening. There's a heavy click and the door opened like I'd imagined. You know, I just realized, did Taku ever try going to the hospitals lost and found? Because, like, they might have the phone. They were just like, oh yeah, here you go, dude. Thanks to my power, we were able to make it inside with no trouble. I remember the route to the room where we found Yamazoe Uki, so we headed there. I mean, sure, it's an Illuminati hospital, but they've got to have, like, you know, a place where they put lost items. We walked through the darkness. I saw that Kurusu was acting a little strange. Are you okay? Let's hope we don't have to hide in the morgue. Fine? You're sweating really badly. Then I realized something. Their injury bother— oh my god, Taku, are you an idiot? She seemed like she was okay, but it had been a really bad injury. We couldn't— he forgot she had been stabbed like a week ago. It couldn't have fully healed up by now. Are you okay? Yeah. She pushed me onward before I could stop. We're almost there. It's not that much farther to the room, so hang in there. That's right. It's right around this corner. I wonder who this is. Random girl? Suddenly we heard a voice sobbing in the darkness. Kurusu and I almost leapt into each other's arms. The voice of a little girl. Unrelated, keep going. Was it a ghost? Oh, that was dumb. Which one it had to be? Kurusu and I like how quickly he dismissed that. Step towards the direction of the room. Just like Shinjo-san had said, the room was completely empty. The beds and the patients that had been confined there were all gone. It's just an empty room now. Standing in the middle of the empty room, the sobbing Yamazawa Uki. How long had she been there? Just crying like a child who'd lost their mother. Kurusu couldn't bear to watch. She ran over and gave the girl a big hug. You know, maybe, yeah, Nono was the best choice. Ito, you can't hug. Kurusu started crying not long after, too. But Yamazawa must not have heard her. She just stood there, crying silently for a long, long time. The whole time, there was nothing I could do but watch. What, is he carrying her? I'm fine. We're almost there. Did they really just get in and out without anything happening? Okay. When we finally made it to Alba Dorm, I took Yamazawa Uki off my back and put her on the sofa. Whew. And then I lied down flat on the floor with my arms and legs stretched out. Hate to say it, this is pathetic. It wasn't even that heavy. I was just out of shape. Couldn't, like, you know, make like a wheelbarrow to put her in or something with an illusion. Can you make things? If I let you do it, you're so clumsy, you might have dropped her. Plus, you know, you've been stabbed. But, you know, like, maybe, you know, she could have grabbed her legs, or Taku got her arms, and, you know, Chris's eyes are red rimmed. Her face was so red from where she tried to grab away the tears. She must have been embarrassed by it, because she turned away from me and said something mean. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I've got to tell Dad about her. After Kurusu left to get him, I lifted my tired body off the floor and onto the sofa. As I'd expected, Yamazawa hated the idea of leaving the basement. But after Kurusu's fervent attempts at persuasion, my own insistence that nobody was coming back to the basement, I finally clung to Kurusu and started to break down. As I carried her on my back, she got tired and fallen asleep. Where is her family? Her real home? What about her school? I didn't have a chance to look at the first time we'd gotten into the basement. The data was probably long gone by now. Okay. Kurusu sat next to Yamazawa on the sofa and softly stroked her hair. Shinjo-san said he couldn't find any data on her. Might be because of the Shibuya earthquake. After the earthquake, more data on missing persons and casualties had gone missing than you could imagine. What the heck is it? What? Hold on, what? Top of that, they had seen the largest solar storm in history affect all kinds of... Oh, wait, hold on. I know. I saw that... What? I looked at this in a past video a couple of videos ago. Crash of 15. Largest solar storm in recorded history struck Earth, causing electronic failures. So I was thinking this is robotics. Well, it still could be. But I forgot, Robotics Notes takes place after Chaos Child. 2019, I think? I looked it up. It's somewhere around there. Massive damage to the world's infrastructure, the panic that resulted from it in some areas, particularly in North America, known as the Crash of 15. Ooh, hole in the geomagnetic field. Someone tell me if this is in your Robotics Notes at all, okay? Or maybe, like, it could even be foreshadowing for Anonymous Code, but this might be relevant later on. Obviously, the fact that, yeah, Shibuya in particular suffered almost none, I think is interesting. Could be like Noah related in some regard, I don't know. I'm acting like I'm a big scholar on the science adventure universe. I'm holding up my monocle. But no. In the largest solar storm in history, affect all kinds of electronic devices. Shibuya hadn't been hit that hard, but a lot of data in other regions have been lost. That's gotta be intentional.
分かってるのは名前だけか。せめて手がかりでも持っていればいいんだけど。
ののね、タクル兄？
Hey, what's up? You got a new sister.
何かあったの？
The door opened. Yui and Yuto peeked inside.
Shh.
We got a new... we adopted a new pet. The two of them froze next to the door. It's not quite a cat.
寝ようと思ってたら、のの姉たちの声が聞こえたから。大丈夫？また喧嘩とかしてない？
Yusu and I looked at each other without thinking.
大丈夫よ。私たち喧嘩なんてしてないから。
本当？だったらいいんだけど。
Suddenly, Yui stopped. She saw the girl sleeping on the sofa, and her eyes went wide. Thought she was just surprised to see a strange girl sleeping on the sofa, but...
Uki-chan?
Oh, what the heck? She said something we'd never expected.
どうしてウキちゃんがここに？
ゆい、知ってるの？この子のこと。
多分。あ、でも待って、そんなはず。
Yui walked over to the sofa and sat down next to Kurusu. Then she stared at Yamazawa Uki.
ごめん、私の勘違いかも。
No, you're right. This girl's name is Uki.
だって、おかしいよ。昔のままの姿なんて、そんなの絶対に変。
Okay, so there's obviously parallels between Yui, Yuki, and probably even Yuto and Senri and Dono and what's his name, Kawahara. I know there's a Senri sprite. I've seen it on the Steam profile page. Look, don't blame me, blame Steam for putting it right there. Or who publishes Soft something like Girl Soft something store page. What's their name? Like Chunsoft. Right. Blame them. But by the way, it's gone now. By the way, it's a different picture of Chaos Child. Maybe the patch did that. Because I know the Higurashi patch changes thing. Well, oh well. Can't see that. But I know she has a sprite where she looks about the same age as she was, in the thing.
昔のままって？
ウキちゃん、私のクラスメートだったんだよ。小学校2年の時の。
Wait, no, Senri was a kid, was the same age as No. Never mind that, but when she was being tortured, I thought she looked older. Oh, not end of chapter? That kind of felt like one. Second grade? How? That's gotta be around the time of the earthquake, right? And the next morning.
もう一度整理するぞ。名前は山添雨季。年齢は優衣と一緒だから13もしくは14歳。
I feel like that can't just be like malnutrition, right? Gotta be something else. But I feel like it can't be a coincidence that she knows Yui, right? It's gotta be like the reason Yui's at the clinic with the... I am I'm not convinced. Okay, Wataru, that's his name. I'm not convinced he's evil. Well, I'm gonna spoil Steins Gate here, okay? I'm kind of thinking he's in the same capacity as Mr. Braun, right? He works for the committee, but he's not evil per se. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he is just evil. But I think it'd be better storytelling instead of, you know, being like an evil mastermind. You know, he does have emotions and care about people. Just, you know, he has to do shady stuff sometimes, you know, that kind of thing. Literally, I mean, Mr. Braun, you know, same thing, right? He does stuff, but also like he cares about his daughter. He's just trying to, you know, provide for her, that kind of thing. Dad was filling out with a medical chart on his computer.
小学校2年の時にユイと同じクラスだった。だが渋谷地震の少し前から学校に来なくなり、その後どうなったかはユイも知らない。
そう。
で、彼女はその頃、つまり6年前と見た目が全く変わってないとユイは言うんだな。
Wait, how old is Yui? Yui's 13 or 14? I thought she was younger than that.
うん、絶対に変わってないと思う。
I thought she was like 10 max.
一応証拠も見つけてきたんだ。
Yui showed us a photo. Oh! It's a class photo from her school. You can see a young Yui and your children. The front row next to the teacher, saw Yamazoe. Look.
どう思うよ、タグル。
Can't just be someone who looks like her. Hold on, I'll figure it out. No! No! Get off the screen. Just get the mouse out. Okay, we can't look at that. That's Ryuki-chan. I mean, some kind of problem with her growth hormones, perhaps. I wanted to... There's some really tall guy next to her.
おう、連れてきてくれ。
ちょっと父さん。
ん？
おうじゃないわ。ウキちゃんの前でそんな声出しちゃダメよ。もっと優しく。
Oh, you know, using a controller means my mouse won't be on the screen. That's a nice plus if I keep doing this. I don't know how I will, but...
これで普通の声なんだがな。
いいから優しくする。
はい。
Dad glared at her and started mumbling about how he hadn't raised her to be like this again.
ウキちゃん、さ、入って。
After a long pause, a small girl entered the room, shaking a little. Kirsten shook her hand and walked her over to a chair, then sat her down.
ウキちゃん、おはよ
She flinched when she heard Yui's cheerful voice.
う。ああ、わからないよね。6年前の私しか知らないもんね。
Oh, thank you. Okay, just use the keyboard. Oh yeah, there she is. They did kind of put a text box, you know, right? Almost covering her face. Trying to see if, like, does anyone have anime hair? Does that tall? Well, you know, that's probably the teacher. He did say, okay, actually, yeah. That makes a lot more sense. Okay.
ほら、これ私だよ。立花ゆい、覚えてる？
See, if any of these people mattered, it'd be like, who's that one image? She's like, can you find the main character? And it's like a bunch of random people, and then it's just Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Who has his hair.
立花ゆいさん。
Yamazoe Yuki looked at the girl in the photo, then at Yui. She gave a little start of surprise.
思い出してくれた？はい。お久しぶりです。もう同級生なんだから敬語とかやめてよ。でも
Dad typed something else into his computer as he watched them.
決まりだな。
Yeah, there's no doubt about it now. Yamazo Yuki was definitely Yui's old classmate. That would go a long way towards tracking down her family.
けどすごいよ。まさか本当にユキちゃんだったなんて。
We were surprised, but Yui seemed to be the most surprised of all. Her missing classmate had suddenly shown up at her home. Her brother and sister had brought her there. She looked exactly the same as she had 6 years ago.
ウキちゃん、ちょっと話いいかい？
She must have seen Dad's white coat and gotten nervous, because she suddenly sat up straight. Almost like she recognizes him as an evil kid. No.
何か遺伝的な病気とか言われたことは？成長が止まってしまうとか。
よくわかりません。すみません。
I wonder if her lack of growth is related to her power, or like she was like cryogenically frozen or something. I don't know.
じゃあ君の背が伸びなくなったのはいつか覚えているかな？ユイと同じクラスだった頃はどうだい？
すみません。それもわかりません。でも私自信があってからなんか変になって。
そうか、あの地震の後だね。
はい。
やっぱり PTSD で成長ホルモンが、いや、あるいはターナー症候群みたいな染色体異常って可能性もあるが。
Oh, okay. Gifts. Turner syndrome. Chromosomal. There we go. Disorder found in women. Primary symptoms include delay or absent development of secondary sexual characteristics, lack of menstrual period, organ malformations, and decreased height. Okay.
こればっかりはしかるべきところでちゃんと検査をしなきゃわからんな。
Dad made some adjustments to try to whisper to himself. The look on his face was more serious than he usually let us see. Yuto poked his head through the door. He must have been standing in the hallway the whole time and looking in on us.
ユウト、そろそろ行かないと学校遅刻するわよ。
But everyone's here except
そうだよ、
him.
ユウ。
大丈夫、すぐ行くよ。
He seemed a little scared by his sister's scolding. But he summoned up his courage and came inside, then stuck his hand out towards Yuki.
これ、あげる。
In his hands was a tiny chocolate bar. Let's go. It's a bribe. It's the kind of chocolate you can buy in a huge packs for cheap at the supermarket.
はい。ありがとうございます。こら、ユウ。ウキちゃんは年上なんだよ。そういう言い方はダメでしょ。
It's like in those games where you have like an affection stat with a character. You give him, a gift and it goes up.
年上
Yuto looked very confused and a little unsatisfied.
どうしたの、ウキちゃん。
はい。なんだか不思議な気分です。こういうことに慣れていないので。
Hey, he's like 4 or 5 years younger than you. This is illegal, Uki. Get out of here.
こういうことって？こうして家族が集まってみんなでお話ししたりです。
What about your family? Shinjo-san had said that you wouldn't tell him anything. Maybe in this environment, she'd be more willing to talk.
私が小さい時に私を先生たちのところに置いて行ってしまいました。
My eyes narrowed when I heard her say, "The doctors." She was probably talking about the scientists in that underground facility. That she'd become a victim of their human experiments, just like Minamisawa Senri. Why had her parents done something so horrible to her? Stayed in that basement the whole time?
はい。
Or are we just letting them know about this? Why didn't you, run away?
お母さんにどこにも行くなと言われたので。そんなのひどい。
Yui put her hand up to her mouth. I feel her rage boiling over within me. She's just like me. Her parents had ignored her ever since she was a small child. Eventually, they just disappeared. But despite that, she wasn't able to get away from them. You're taking care of the victims. The people there, right? Why?
地震のせいです。
There's a sadness in her eyes as she remembered the people that had vanished. Question mark?
地震で先生たちは病院からいなくなってしまいました。皆さんのお世話をしていた看護の人たちもです。だから代わりに私がお世話をするようにと病院から言われて。
Free child labor.
学校はどうしたんだい？君が今着ているのは碧峰学園の制服だろ？年齢から考えて中等部に在籍してると思うんだが。
碧峰学園。
I was wondering that, why she has a
私
uniform.
たちが通ってる学校よ。ウキちゃんはうちの生徒なのよね。
But Yamizoe shook her head.
これお友達が着てたものです。
It couldn't be Minami-sama Senri because Hekiho didn't exist back then. So it's someone from after the earthquake. A friend?
はじめ
Well, it could
地下
still
で
be Senri,
皆
but
さんのお世話をしていたのは私だけじゃなくて、もう一人同じ年くらいのお友達がいました。
Senri would have been a little older than her.
時々この服を着ていて、私可愛いねってずっと言ってたんです。
See, that girl come from outside then?
はい。
See, so she was a student at Hekiho.
彼女最初は私と一緒にお仕事をしてたんですけど、だんだん具合が悪そうになってお休みも多くなってきて、そしたらある日これをプレゼントしてくれたんです。
I wonder if it's Arson Girl. Like she looked older, but that could just be, her powers, going AY or something.
自分にはもう必要ないから代わりに大切に着てねって。
Yamizoe looked down at her shoes.
だからこのお洋服は私の大事な宝物です。いつも綺麗にして着ています。
When I saw her expression, I understood. Her friend probably knew that she was dying. She'd been a victim of the same horrible experiments as Minami-sama and Yamizoe, and it's sick as a result. We took those old people out.
タクル、
Kirsu interrupted me gently.
一度にいろいろ聞くのはやめましょう。
Come on! No, you can't do that! Oh.
ウキちゃん、辛いこともいっぱいあると思うし、また夜にでもね。
You're right.
それに朝ごはんだってまだだものね。お腹すいたでしょ？
いえ、私はそんな。
There's a cute little rumble from her. That's a very good timing. From her tummy, as we say, tummy. She gasped a little in embarrassment and turned red.
父さんもそれでいいかしら。
ああ、なあ、ウキちゃん。このお姉ちゃんはちょっとおっかないが、飯だけはうまい。上で食べてくるといい。
父さん？
Kirsu pursed her lips as she took Yamizoe's hand and stood up.
これチョコレートもう一個あげる。
ありがとうございます。
Just bribe her with chocolate. As she left, Yudo quickly gave her another piece of chocolate, and now she'll speak up about what happened to the old people. Yeah, I guess that's a good place to call it. Thanks for watching, everyone. You see, I was expecting, like, stuff to go down, us gearing towards the climax, but no, we just had Orphan time. I'm okay with that, though. I did, usually I don't like, what do you call it? The Alba dorm scenes? I like that one, though. It was a good scene. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.